I'm the Honest Coach. I coach women on connecting with softness in order to gain control over their life circumstances and relationships with men. Excuse the laundry that I have to fold. It is my morning time right now. If you've followed me for a while, you know that the term softness is something that I clarified and came to after my first maybe month of videos where I was teaching women how to go from a nice girl complex to becoming connected to themselves. And I coined that as softness. And I'm constantly clarifying what softness is because I want to find a way for it to land so that you understand that you are softness. And when you're experiencing something like you're in a relationship with a man and he's the one and he finally has made you feel loved and you finally feel like you're just able to live your life and you're not just surviving and scraping by, you're really connected and you're there and you're whole and you're happy, and then he starts pulling away and you start panicking and you split off from yourself and now you're back in that. It's really an abandonment lens, but you're back in that. That is not you. Those terrible feelings that you have, they're not you. They're all the areas. I talk about the burst. He pulls away, and then all of a sudden you have all these things that you are panicked over that you have to handle. Those are all the areas, like a firework, that you've been abandoned systematically through your life. I teach women how to heal an abandonment wound, but most of my content centers around the relationship she has with him because all of her attention is on him. So I'm trying to get in where your attention is so I can say, hey, by the way, once you fix this over here, the problem of him is just the problem of him. And if you leaned back far enough, you would watch that he does the same things with the people before you and the people after you that he did to you, which means it can't be about you. And it can't be about people. It has to be about something that's happening between people, which I call closeness or a relationship. So here's my clarification for the day. You are softness. Softness is affection. Think about how I always say you want to feel your softness. This is how. It's flirty. So he's standing in front of you, the man of your dreams, or a movie star that you're attracted to. Chris Pratt is standing right in front of you, right? Not mine. I'm just using it as an example. Mine would be Simu Liu. But he's standing in front of you. And he's leaning in and you're leaning back. And you like the way he smells. And you like the way he's looking at you is making you feel. And maybe he has his arm around your waist. And he's leaning in. And you're leaning back. Maybe you even have your hands on his chest. You're leaning back. And he's leaning in. And you're leaning back. That is your softness. That is where your softness is. So we always talk about the dynamics of like, he's supposed to be leaning into you and you're supposed to be leaning back into yourself, and that you're the center. You're in a body of water. Your softness is a body of water. When you reach out for him, you make waves that push him further away from you. When you lean back, you create currents that pull towards you. So you are the center. So you're pulling back into yourself, and then he's leaning into you. But here's the clarification that I want to make. Your softness is closeness, right? Your softness is affection. It's affectionate. So let's take an example because you are going to be dynamically attracted to anti-hero qualities. He treated you the way that you like to be treated. I know I'm all over the place right now, but he treated you the way that you like to be treated, which is how you allowed him to become a part of your world. But the reasons why you fell in love with him are qualities that he has. Or he's selfish, or he's cold, or he's calculated. Like, he's an anti-hero because those are the qualities that you had to split off from in your childhood to survive. So it's very important that we remain connected. I always say, you never take anything away from your nice girl. She loves him, so don't take him away. You set boundaries on conduct. You set boundaries on actions, words. You say, he's not making me feel the way I want to feel, so I'm not going to participate with him. That's the line in the sand. Now you know how to set boundaries because you know how you want to feel. I want to feel like a princess. I want to feel desired. I want to feel loved. I mean, whatever it is, you've never felt loved. So you want to feel loved. And it felt like he was loving you when he was finally seeing you, when he was seeing you. But even that wasn't really love. It is, but he's got his own stuff going on, and you guys are kind of like pulling from each other. But back to the point. You are softness, and softness is closeness, and he has an allergy to closeness. But he is the man that makes you feel soft. So what do you do with that? The other men don't make you feel soft. And I would say he's 1 out of 100. And there's more men like him, but you rarely come across them. You may have thousands of men that you've talked to, and maybe 5 men in your entire life that felt like the one, right? So it has a lot to do with the qualities that he possesses. That's why you are soft for him. You're affectionate for him. So softness is closeness. And when we look at that, we say, well, he's allergic to closeness. But at your core, you are closeness. So that is a very complicated math problem. How can you enjoy closeness with the man that makes you feel so affectionate towards him? Just love him. How can you do that if the more you lean in to love him, the more activated his wound is going to become, and then he's going to be protecting himself. So the more you lean in, the more you push him away. You don't actually push him away. But the more you lean in, the more he becomes activated. The more he becomes activated, the more he's going to be pulling away or pushing you away. It's a better way of saying it. And that's why, how many times have you heard, the moment that I moved on and the moment that I this and that, and he came back, yeah, because it wasn't you, it's the closeness. But here's the problem. You are closeness. We're centering around softness. Obviously, my goal is that you don't abandon yourself. But this topic is a little bit deeper and a little bit different from just, hey, don't abandon yourself. And when he's pulling away, that's your abandonment wound. That's an opportunity for you to turn to yourself and give that part of yourself what she never got, which is love and support, and you choose her. You choose her, so she begins to trust you. Now you know how to treat her because he treated her that way. So you're going to treat yourself like a princess. That's the standard I have for myself. I'm a princess. I'm going to treat myself like a princess. And any guy that doesn't treat me like a princess, I'm not going to participate with. It's like that. But anyways, you are softness. Softness is closeness. So how do you handle that math problem? You bring closeness to yourself. You only participate with him. You only allow yourself to grant him your softness when he is leaning into you. And when he's not leaning into you, you stay in your own lane and you connect with yourself. It's not easy, but unfortunately, the men that you love are not compatible in relationships. And I want to finish up by saying this. I wanted to make a post about this, but I'm just going to throw it in here. Think of it like a game. You want to make him comfortable. So he doesn't want to be loved, and you've never been loved. And so you're trying to be loved, and he's trying to make sure that he never feels loved again. And when you meet, you're opposite. You're real tough and have boundaries, and he love bombs you until you get your boundaries down. And then you say, oh, you're the one. And now he says, no, I don't want to be loved. I was more comfortable when you were a confident woman, and you didn't need me. So say that to yourself. I don't need you. I don't want a boyfriend. I'm not interested in dating you. I want nothing to do with you. It's not what you mean. And you're going to feel like that's a hurtful thing to say to someone, but it isn't, because those words and that attitude about yourself makes him comfortable. He doesn't want to be needed. Now he's going to love you more than you've ever been loved. So you want to pull back into your water and create currents. When he's leaning in, he can get your softness. But when he's not leaning in, you just leave him alone and connect with yourself. Blessed be.